Today's episode of Pautzke Outdoors was our first time ever filming in Quebec. To be honest, we really don't have a clue what's up here. We just know there's a lot of good places to fish. Basically, we got a phone call from a couple of anglers that use our product, and they said, hey, come on up. We'll show you guys some great fishing. So sure enough, we were actually in upstate New York. We were getting ready to film on the Salmon River, and we decided to go up to Quebec for 3 days and try our luck doing a little bit of ice fishing. Now, conditions could not have been worse. The day before we fished, we had a massive temperature change. You know, the temperature swung, at least 30 degrees. And sure enough, freezing rain showed up. The roads were a wreck. But we ended up making it all the way up to some lake that is stocked with brook trout. And to be honest with you, we don't really know where we are. All we know is the guys gave us a GPS coordinate and said, meet us here at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yes. Oh yeah,
Perch.
Big perch. Yeah. A good one. Yeah. I will fly fire. Just taking some line on us. Got him. Feels like a little guy, but it's a fish though. Oh yeah. That'll work. Not too bad actually. Ooh. Ooh. Wow. Had a couple come through.
Another brook trout, huh?
Thinks, I don't know. It's not as feisty as a brookie, but.
Is he close?
Oh, it's perch.
Perch!
Nice perch. Nice jumbo perch. Good eater right there.
We had a great time out there. They had snowmobiles. We jumped on snowmobiles, went all the way across the lake. We said, guys, we'll bring the bait. You guys just bring it to the fish. They told us this lake was loaded with mostly largemouth bass and brook trout. Matter of fact, they told us that all what was in here. Sure enough, we ended up catching 2 jumbo perch almost instantly. You know, we used a couple of baits today. They used on their tip-ups basically worms. Had nothing to do with Pautzke bait at all, but they said, hey, this works, so we tried it. We also used Pautzke's new fireballs. And on those jigs we tipped the fireballs, we put Atlas Mike's anise scent. Everybody knows that during the cooler months, trout may not be as aggressive, especially when pressure changes are going like they are today. So instead of that, we added some scent on there, put the fireballs for scent on your jigs, and we did catch a couple of very nice brook trout. Now, the bite wasn't insane. It was actually pretty slow, but we still came up here and we're fairly successful.
So we're just getting ready to brine up some minnows here. We already got some that we brined up last night that we're gonna fish with today. But so when you do this, you really want to let them sit overnight, and doesn't take a whole lot of brine either. You just want to make sure all the minnows are submerged in the brine here. And it is illegal to fish with live bait in Quebec, so this is really effective when you're fishing dead bait because it just enhances it that little bit more, especially when you're out here on a system like this and there's a lot of angler pressure out here. So we're gonna let these sit in overnight. This is just a simple way to do it. Simple as it gets. Just make sure all the minnows are submerged in the brine. Let them sit overnight and they'll be ready to fish. I'll show you how to set this up here. So we just got a steel leader pike rig on there, a couple blades. Now we're just gonna put one treble hook just inside of the back here. So the goal is he sits upright. Then we're gonna put the other one back towards the tail. Now another nice thing I didn't mention earlier about this fire brine is it's UV too. So, and if you look at this stuff when it goes down in the water, I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but it really glows in the water. It's pretty cool. Definitely makes a big difference. So we're gonna see if we can't find a good fish or two out here today. I don't know if you can see it going down or not, but it's kind of low light right now, but it really glows.
Was it on the chartreuse or the blue?
chartreuse. Oh my god.
Oh.
It's too big.
Did you see what it is?
I think it's a big pike.
Oh yeah. Oh, whoa.
Yes!
Oh.
Nice. Oh my god. Woo! New personal best.
Oh.
Wow. On the chartreuse fire brine. Wow. It's really fast. Yeah.
Keep going.
Yes. Good bluegill.
The second day they said, guys, you're going to drive back to Ottawa, which I mind you was 2 hours in the snow. And they said, we want you to meet us about 45 minutes from Montreal tomorrow. They dropped another pin on a map, and we ended up driving 2 hours again the next day from Ottawa towards Montreal. Now, the weather did clear up a little bit. It wasn't even that cold. And we ended up at some GPS point where we had to pay it at an entrance station. It was $10 Canadian per person. And we drove out onto the ice. Actually, it was one of the coolest places we've ever been. One of the few ice roads we've ever been to. We've been to one ice road before in Minnesota, one in Wisconsin, and one all the way up about an hour north of Anchorage, Alaska, in the Matsu Valley. This is the fourth one we've ever been to. So we drove out on the ice road. We passed dozens upon dozens of shacks. And sure enough, the bite was not great. Everybody we talked to didn't do that well. However, we went out there today with a couple different baits, but we used basically chartreuse fire dye baits and blue fire brine and fire dye baits. And we went out there and we caught a really big pike right off the bat. It was actually pretty cool. It was Jeremy's personal best fish. Then you'll notice that, you know, the tip ups were pretty slow throughout the day. We didn't catch that many more fish. This was a Monday after a super busy weekend out here. As you can see, when I say there's a lot of huts out here, this is like a city on ice. And even during that time, when the ice fishing isn't great, there's still an endless amount of people out here. Now, you'll see that Jeremy did catch plenty of panfish. He caught some bluegill. He caught plenty of perch, all on jigs tipped with Pautzke fireballs. Sure enough, those two baits basically made it so we had a good time here in Quebec while we were up here for 2 days fishing during a poor time of year, during a time when temperature was up and down, the barometer was bouncing. We were still able to maintain success and show that Quebec offers some great fishing. Pautzke products are available at sporting goods stores near you. If you can't find the specific color, size that you want, make sure to go to Pautzke.com. And as a thank you for watching Pautzke Outdoors, we're going to show you a coupon code to be used for 10% off your next order.
Oh, got one. Good one. Oh, eh. What?